Good morning. In the last class, we read the poem The Joy of Travel, written by Marilyn Lott, an American poet who loves to travel and enjoys writing poems about her travels. I hope you were able to complete the reading comprehension questions. In this class, we will be learning about analyzing a poem using a technique called assonance. In our last poetry class, we learned about the literate device consonants. So, consonance refers to the repetition of the same consonant sounds at the beginning, middle, or end of words in a line of text. For example, he gives his harness bells a shake. Here, consonance is the repetition of the consonant sound yes in the words gives his bells. So, what is assonance then? Assonance is the repetition of similar vowel sounds within a line of poetry or prose. For example, an entirely distinctive kind of people. Here, assonance is the repetition of similar vowel sound I in the words entirely and kind. Though the word distinctive has a vowel I in it, but it doesn't have the same vowel pronunciation of I in the words entirely and kind. Let me explain assonance with an example. Following is an excerpt from the poem Daffodils written by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Let us try to find out the assonance in this poetry. Look at the first line. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Here, lonely and cloud, though they have the vowel O in it, they sound different. The pronunciation is different. O is pronounced as O in lonely, and O is pronounced as OW in cloud. So they are not assonance. Now the second line that floats on high over vales and hills. Here, floats and over. So they both sound the same. Hence, these are assonance words here. Now the third line, it doesn't have any assonance. The fourth line, a host of golden daffodils. Here, the pronunciation of O in host, golden, daffodils, or same. Hence, they are in assonance. Now, the next line, besides the lake, beneath the trees. Here, the pronunciation of vowel sound E in beside and beneath are the same. And also the pronunciation of second E in beneath and trees. They are also the same. Hence, these are assonance words here. Now, the last line, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Here, the pronunciation of I in fluttering and dancing are the same. Hence, these are assonance here. Now, let us look at another excerpt from a poem written by R.L. Stevenson. From folk that sat on the terrace and drew out the even long, sudden crowings of laughter, monotonous drone of song, the quiet passage of souls over his head in the trees, and from all around the heaven, the crumbling thunder of seas. Now let us find out the assonance words here. The first line, from folk that sat on the terrace and drew out the even long. Here, the pronunciation of vowel sound A in that, sat, and are the same. So these are assonance words here. And the pronunciation of O in on and long are the same, and they are assonance words too. Now, the second line sudden crowings of laughter, monotonous drone of song. Here, the pronunciation of the vowel sound O in crowings and drone are the same, so they are assonance words in this line. Now, the third line the quiet passage of souls over his head in the trees. Here, the pronunciation of the vowel sound O in souls and over are the same. So, these two are the assonance words in this line. Now, the fourth line. And from all around the heaven, the crumbling thunder of seas. Here, the pronunciation of the vowel sound U in crumbling and thunder are the same. So these two are assonance words in this line. So this is about the letter device assonance. If you understand how the phonetic works in words, then you can easily find out the consonants or assonance in your poem. I want you to go back to the poems you learned this year and mark the consonants and assonance for them. You can choose one or many poems to do it and do at least one and submit it along with your assignments. Now, moving on to the next topic, writing. You need to describe about a trip you took with your family. You need to write what made the experience unforgettable. And you should also write a paragraph mentioning the details of the trip, the place and things you saw, the people you interacted with, and the reasons why you liked it or did not enjoy it. So once done, you can submit it along with the assignments. Now moving on to the last section, my word bank. Find antonyms for these words in the poem. The words are easy, nature, boring. So the antonyms found in the poem are for easy, challenging, for nature, culture, for boring, interesting. We have come to the end of the class. Please write down the answers in your notebook and submit them along with your assignments. It was good to share the class with you all. Let us meet in the next class and explore more. Till then, adios.